Hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Tuesday's Treasure. I am so excited and grateful to be back. Last week, there was no Tuesday's Treasure. I was gone. I was away for a week on vacation with a friend, and that was really great. I'm grateful to God for that opportunity, and that was really, really fun. But I am so excited to be here with you. I'm drinking my orange juice, and I have my Bible here, and I'm outside. I don't know if you can tell, but the setting is different. I'm not in a basement right now. I'm outside. I can feel the warmth already. It's even at like 8 in the morning, it was nice and warm. So I'm going to start soon, but I hope that everyone is having a really great morning so far. And that everyone has a really great day too. But this morning, I decided that I just wanted to take time to just make a list of some attributes of God, like God's character. And there's so many. If I went through, everything, I'm sure there's more that we can even think of, but we would be here for very, very, very long time. But I think this is something that really helps my heart. And so I just want to share with you what I have been learning more about God and things that, even though I've known them, I think it's just always so helpful for me to remember those characteristics of God over and over again. And so I am just going to talk about a few. I definitely had a lot more. I did this last week too while I was on vacation, but I made another one today. And they're not the same that were on that list, which that's just, amazing to know that there are so many. But my first one is that God is immutable, which means he never changes. In Malachi 3:6, it says, I, the Lord, do not change. So you, the descendants of Jacob, are not destroyed. And I love that it says, I, the Lord, do not change, because it's very clear, like God does not change. He's the same all the time, which is amazing from the beginning of time to eternity. And it, never becomes better or worse because he's already so perfect. And his promises do not change. And it just also helps me to remember that God is dependable too. And, when I think of that, it just blows my mind, because I was thinking earlier, like, that's so different from what we know. Like, we as humans change all the time. Like, the things that we like change, right? One day I might like pickles, and then another time later I'm gonna change my mind and say I don't like pickles, right? I know that's a silly example, but that's definitely happened before. We change in our personalities, or things that we like, our music taste, or even like our I think we can grow and change even in our own character, which is awesome and much needed, because we aren't perfect. Only God is. I think of my favorite story that my mom shares about my brother, and it just makes me laugh so much, because she and a bunch of other family members would say that they could not leave him in a room when he was 2 years old, because they would be like, he would set it on fire, even if you had nothing. He had nothing in there to set anything on fire. It just, and now as a 30-year-old guy, he's 30 years old, and he's nothing like that. He's super calm. And even when he was a teenager, he was a lot different, which is so funny that, we as people change, but God doesn't. And that's so helpful for me, and I love this attribute of him. Good morning, Moretta. It's good to know that you are joining me. Hope you're having a great morning. My second one, I have 3 for us this morning, is God is omnipresent, which means God is everywhere. And I love that he's everywhere at the same time, that he is listening to all of us. I love Psalms 139, and I can just read a little bit here. In verse 7, it says, "Where can I go from your spirit? Where can I flee from your presence? If I go up to heavens, you are there. If I make my bed in the depths, you are there. If I rise on the wings of dawn, if I settle on the far side of the sea, even there your hand will guide me. Your right hand will hold me fast." Now I could keep going, such an incredible psalm, but David is here like, where can I go? You're absolutely everywhere, right? And I love that, because I need that. I need that from God, and he does provide that. I'm sure that during this time of social distancing, it has brought a lot of loneliness, or just deep feelings and sorrows. I know it has for me personally, and I just can, because I'm apart from everyone, it can just feel so lonely. And even though I do talk to people on the phone and here and there, and I see them through FaceTime, it can still feel a lot different, because we're so used to being together and hanging out and seeing each other in person and being able to give people hugs, and now we can't do that at all. And so I just take great comfort that God is with me all the time, and he hears me, and that I'm not lonely. And I can definitely sometimes fall into this thought process of I am alone and I have no one and I have no friends, and I have to remind myself that's not true at all, because I have the greatest friend of all time, a great father, and that's God himself. And so I think I just take great comfort in that, and it just helps my heart so much. And my third one is goodness. Psalms 34:8. I love this psalm. I'm going to read it for us. It says, "Taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the one who takes refuge in him." And I love that it says, taste and see that the Lord is good. And this idea, right? God's goodness. He's good all the time. And I love that it's calling us to basically come, right? Put it into practice, spend time with him. And you'll see that he is. And it's very, very true. When I started just having my relationship with God, and there was a point that I didn't, but when I did, it was just so incredible to see that God is good, and remembering that God is good at all times, right? Even when I got that A, or A's in college, God was good, even in those challenging classes. Or God is good even when I got diagnosed with an autoimmune disease. God is good even then. Or even more, one that I love, God is good when I get ice cream multiple times and see my friends, right? Life is good. And more, of a serious note, God is good even when we lose loved ones. Or God is good even through this coronavirus pandemic and the social distancing and everything that has come. God is good with all the hardships in this world and struggles. We're going to go through trials, but God is good even in those times. God is good all the time. And I think that's something that I always have to remind myself, and not listen to the world or you know, things that can definitely distract me, like just remembering and clinging on to God's promises. And I love this song called Good, Good Father. I probably mentioned it before, but it just helps me. And even in times when I'm having a great day, or even when I'm having a really hard day, singing that song and reminding myself that God is a good, good father to me. And even in that song, it says, it's who you are, it's who you are. And it says, I'm loved by him, which is true. Like, he does love us, and we can see that through the scriptures. And something that I once have read before that I'm putting into practice now is saying, God is good. God is good. I may be having trouble, but God is good. And I think that always, that definitely helps my heart. So there are so many attributes. I haven't even gotten to all that I was thinking about. Like, he is holy, and he's just, and he's, gracious, and there's honestly so many, like a refuge. But I think it's something that I just want to continue doing even more often than I do, because it's something that just helps me in my relationship with him. And so I hope that, this was helpful. Thank you so much for joining me. I love sharing what God is teaching me, or helping me to see, or reminding me of. But I hope that all of you have a really great day, and just thank you so much for taking time out of your morning to join me. Thank you. Bye. Bye, Moretta.